Hi, Stallions, and happy Friday. The last resource or resources that we're going to take a look at today are our research databases. And so, through McAnvia and through the library, we have a collection of research databases. So, online encyclopedias, online resources where you can access different articles, news articles, magazine articles, video content. So, a lot of really great information can be found on a specific topic that maybe you're wanting to learn more about, or if you're researching something for class or just for your own interest. You can use these online resources, these databases, to help you through that research process. So just like the previous 4 days, we're going to start with Clever. We're going to log in using our username and password. We're going to find the McAnvia icon. That's the kaleidoscope. Click on that so that it logs you into McAnvia and takes you to the McAnvia homepage. I'm going to click on databases on the left-hand side on the menu. And we're going to look at two databases today. We're going to look at an encyclopedia database, Britannica School, and then we're going to look at a research database, Scale into Context for middle school, and show you some of the information that you can find. So I'm going to first click on Britannica School. And what's awesome with both of these resources is that you can actually save the information. So if it's an audio clip, a video clip, an article, you can save it so that you can read it later, watch it later, listen to it later. So I'm really interested in invasive species. I don't know if you've seen some of those videos where there's these like lizards, or I think they're called the capybaras, which they look like these huge guinea pigs that are now kind of invaded like Florida. So invasive species have become a real big problem in parts of the country. And I think it's super, super fascinating. So you can actually look for invasive species and it will bring up encyclopedia articles about invasive species. So types of invasive species, what they are, what they do, the consequences of when a species invades a different maybe ecosystem than what it's used to. There's information from different regions. And so you can click on any of these to find out information about invasive species. So I'm going to click on this one. Ooh, and there's that frog right there. So it gives you information about invasive species, disturbs the ecosystem. These species may harm other living things in the environment. So it's a really serious issue that they're facing. It may affect the economy or the health of humans. Invasive species include plants, animals, bacteria, and other organisms. So it gives you kind of an overview of what they are. What's great is if you wanted to print the article to read it later, you can do that. You can click star, which will add it to your list of favorites, so you can read it later through the Britannica School website. And you can also cite the article. So if you're doing research for school and you want to make sure that you are giving credit, that you are citing your resources, they do all the work for you on Britannica. They actually give you the citation, and a citation is how you're going to give credit to the author, how you're going to prove that this article was written by someone else and you found it through a research database. So there's a lot of really great tools that you can use when you're using Britannica School and learning more about a topic. So now I'm going to click back to McAnvia, and the second resource I want to show you is Scale in Context Middle School. So I'm going to click on that one. And I'm going to do the same thing, same search. And I'm going to use the search bar up at the top. And I'm going to look for invasive species. And this gives you an overview, just like Britannica School. But then if you scroll down, you have biographies, images, magazines, 406 magazines about invasive species that you can go through and read to find out more. And so here is one article about invasive species findings from the National Park Service, right? What they're finding in different national parks. About different fish that have invaded certain water ecosystems. And so you have all of these different articles that you can dig into. You also have news. So maybe it's not from a magazine, maybe it's from a news. Um, a giant lizard has been making its way through the southeast. I gotta take a look at that one. So what's cool about Gale in Context is it actually is connected to your OneDrive. And so if there are a bunch of articles that you find about a topic that you're interested in, you can share it to your OneDrive and be able to find the article later, no matter where you are. So you don't even have to log back in to Gale to find that article or search for it again. You can actually just go to your OneDrive. So right here on this menu bar at the top, you will see Send to Microsoft OneDrive, and you click that. You might have to log into your Microsoft account, but then once it's done, it says documents have been sent to your Microsoft OneDrive and it will appear in your Office 365 cloud shortly. And you can simply go to your OneDrive and search for that article. An invasive species of giant lizard has been making its way, and it will pull it up. So I have it in my files ready to go. I can take a look at it later. I can read it later if it's information that I find interesting. I have it in my OneDrive account, and I can access it at any time. I'm going to go back to that page. You could also print it. You can email the article. So there are, just like Britannica School, there's a lot of great features. I like Gale in Context because of the OneDrive integration, so that you know for a fact that all your articles that you need or want are saved in your OneDrive. So for today, dig into either Britannica School, Gale in Context, maybe both if you have time. I would search for a specific topic. Maybe it's something you're learning right now in class, or maybe it's just something that you're interested in, right? If you're interested in dinosaurs or space or fossils or whatever it might be, research that topic, see what information you can find, and play around with some of the tools. Add an article to OneDrive. See if that integration works. And I think this will be really, really helpful resources for you in the future, whether it's when you're on summer break or when you're researching information for different class projects. All right, happy researching.